put a video up. And firstly, look, apologies. I know I've been getting a lot of comments from a few people. Pretty keen to see, where the van's up to, and there's no real simple way around it. It's just stalled in the arse for the last couple of months because I've, unfortunately, you put your eggs in certain baskets and people just don't deliver, and you're sort of at the whim of, their mercy when it comes down to it, really. So I thought I'd give you a quick little update, sort of track on where we're up to, and and give you a bit of a time frame. So basically, the last video you would have seen most of the engines all being complete, put together, tranny's all done, the job box and shifter's been mounted. I still have to connect up the shifter to the gearbox, and I think there's a couple of we tried to plumb the oil catch can, but we just, from Speed Parts, we got the wrong fittings. We didn't get fittings for the braided Teflon, which is nothing. There's I think there's probably an hour worth of work realistically just to to get it ready to start. So I had a bit of a hiccup. An auto elec is really the one that's been driving me crazy. He's really good at what he does, but the simple thing is he's just not getting the job done. So Laz, the legend, he's managed to wire up the engine loom, which is all looking good. And if the auto elec doesn't come to the party, I guess we're just going to throw the body loom in ourselves as well. And then the only thing left to do after that is put the interior in, which will just complete it as a car. I'm going to pick some new wheels up for it. I've decided to go for a set of black Momos 19s. I'm not going to run 20s. I know they would look good, but I just think with 20s it's just a bit big. They don't track right, and I want to use this thing as a track, as a streeter. I live up in the Dandenongs and the hills, so I do want to sort of set the suspension up that I can actually have a bit of fun with the girl, and it's not just a straight line warrior, really. So next weekend is the King's bloody birthday weekend. So on the Monday and Tuesday, I'm going to get together with Lloyd and Laz and a couple of heavy hitters. Going to get down there and hopefully get all those things done. Put a bass tune in the motor, in the ECU. Put all the fluids in, and I'm tossing the dice up. I really want to start it, but I know that when we start it, we have to go through the process, of running the camshaft in and things like that. So I'd hate to sort of start it and then something go wrong and we don't get to complete that process. So it's going to go to dyno basically the week after it's all ready to go, and I think we'll just do the running procedure on the dyno, which hopefully I'll take a couple of days off work so I can be there for that and get as much video footage as I can. It'll be interesting to see what sort of output we're expecting. We'll call it kilowatts at the wheels. I mean, theoretically, it's only a 5.7 litre V8, so it's not going to be getting screaming numbers. We have sort of built it with the pretenses that if I did want to run a little bit of boost through it at some stage, that I could. So at the moment, I'm probably thinking that we'll get around the 270 kilowatts at the rear wheels, which doesn't sound like much really, but I mean, it's still going to put it down the track, and the quarter mile should still do a high 12, mid 12, I'd say. And to me, that's pretty quick. Obviously there's cars out there running 10s and stuff like that, but I still want a drivable car, and if I do feel like it, I'll just chuck a supercharger on the thing. Put a Harrop sort of top mount later on down the track once I sort of figure it out how it all handles and how it goes. So yeah, it'd be interesting to hear your feedback. I know you've all been waiting for the next episode. I've had a heap of mates call me and say, come on man, what's going on with this? And unfortunately it's just been, as I said before, I've just been at the whim of an auto elec, and it sort of gets down to money really. I could get it to any auto elec that could do this job, but we had agreed price with this guy, and he does a lot of work through, I don't want to name names because I don't want to I don't want to be that guy, but he does a lot of work through one of my mates, and does pretty good work. It's just trying to get the guy to do it sometimes. It's a bit tough, and I'm sure you've all dealt with things like that, especially, coming down the wire. I really wanted to have that job done by the end of the year, and look at that's June already, and we're coming up to that 1 year mark. It's been a year now since I pulled that car into Laz's, and I'm hoping that by the end of June we've got a bit of like finalisation, little tiny things, getting the roadworthy sorted out for it. And I had a chat with Pettis Suspension today, and they've organised the extra rotors and stuff because there was an issue. I don't know if you guys remember from one of the episodes on the brakes that we couldn't get the VY rear calipers to work. It just didn't fit over the hubs. So we went back to the VN calipers, which meant I had to go back to a VN rotor, which meant I couldn't find a rotor at short notice that was the same as my front rotors that Pettis supply. So just for ease of getting it done, so I could blade the brakes and get all that sort of stuff done, we just chucked on a set of crappy Repco rotors, and then when it goes back to Pettis, I'll get a full new set put back on there, so it's got that uniformity that follow on, so which will be pretty good. So yeah, look, that's pretty much it. I'll send it to Pettis. They'll tweak all the suspension and make it how I want to. I want to sort of go through the different settings with Pettis as well, so I can set it up to run straight lines, and then I can set it up for track as well. I'll set it up with them, and then I'll mark it all so I can easily swap it out and change it. To be honest, I've never really been too into swapping my suspension for different applications, but I do want to have the ability and the knowledge to do it, so I'll try and learn as much as I can, and obviously I'll record as much as I can too, so if anyone else has the same type of setup, they can do that as well. So yeah, that's pretty much it, and hopefully next episode should be this weekend. I will be doing the final touches on the car and chucking the interior in and hopefully making it look like a real car. So yeah, I'll see you guys soon.